Good morning, grandkids. Well, I think I will just lean here against this stone with that cool light on it, which marks my homestead. I'll just lean here and read you a story. It's really a nice day out and I'm not into doing anything. So let's see what I picked out to read for you. The Code of Malacath. Alrighty. The Code of Malacath, a spell sword's guide to the Orc strongholds, by Amanda Alia, a mercenary. Okay. She's probably ran into a few Orc strongholds. No one bests an Orc. Oh yeah, I bet Dragonborn does, don't you think? I don't need you to guess how many times I've heard that boast in some dingy tavern or screamed at the top of the lungs by some fellow sellsword with too much fire in him. Maybe that means he'd been drinking too much. But I'd be lying if I said the Orc strongholds don't take those words as law. There are few places where Miss Alia, that was the author of this book, would tell you that tradition and the old ways makes for a better fighter. But with Orcs, it seems like staying true to your ancestors is the path to victory. Let me start a few steps back. The Orc strongholds have existed as long as the Orc race has, according to them. Their armored camps in the least and fortresses at the most. Every man, woman, and child inside the walls is trained from birth to defend it. I would like to see any person, Orc or not, being trained from birth to defend anything. That sounds a little totally unlikely. Okay, let's go on. All their weapons and armor are smithed right there in their stronghold. All the food is hunted down by Orc warriors and brought back to be eaten by everyone who lives there. They follow no laws, save their own, an unwritten set of rules called the Code of Malacath, named after one of their gods, who is sometimes called Moloch. Oh, I didn't know that was Malacath. Most of it's pretty simple. Don't steal, don't kill, don't attack people for no reason, although there seems to be a big list of exceptions. But Orcs in the stronghold don't have jails for their criminals. They have blood price. You either pay enough in goods for your crimes, or you bleed enough that the victim is satisfied. Oh, wow. And Orcs, I don't need to tell you, have a lot of blood. That's funny. The code also sets up who runs the stronghold. The toughest male is usually the chief and makes decisions and decides when the Code of Malacath has been satisfied. All the women are either the chief's wives, wow, or his daughters, with the exception of the wise woman, who handles all the spiritual matters and the healing needs. Wow, she's got a big job. She's got a big job, so it has to be a separate woman, because she wouldn't have time to act like a daughter, and she sure wouldn't have enough time to compete with all the mother wives. Oh well. Matters of grave dispute are handled with short but violent fights, and those who don't get along with the chief are usually forced out of the stronghold to live among the rest of us. So that's why we see an orc here and there once in a while. An orc grows up being told to fight for everything, that if something is not worth fighting for, then it's beneath the code. Orc strongholds don't like strangers. They're used to living on their own like they do. Yeah, they probably wouldn't want to tolerate strangers around most. That's why there's always somebody up on a wall. Saying something to you like, you can't come in, or what do you want? Miss Aaliyah knows what she does because so many orcs leave the strongholds to become sellswords or soldiers, and a few pints of mead gets them talking about home. I hear that sometimes an orc will make a non-orc a bloodkin. I never heard of a bloodkin. And that person is then allowed to live in the stronghold as one of the clan. Well, but I've never heard of that actually happening. Interesting. For all their strange rules and traditions, the Code of Malacath does breed a culture of determined warriors. They're focused in ways that the average sellsword isn't. They don't hesitate to draw weapons and settle matters openly. And I think that's the real difference between the stronghold orcs and the city orcs. Imperial law allows you to settle fights through the Emperor's men, but the Code of Malacath demands that you settle your problems yourself. A fine way of thinking if you're leading the mercenary life. Very interesting. Is that all to the book? Yes, it is. Now, when I get back in the house, I will stash that in my bookcase. It has all my books in it that I've read to you. And then I will search through my other bookcase and pick out a book to keep with me until the next time we meet. So I'll have something to read to you when you're ready. So right now I think I got to get over here in my workshop because I got some work to do. I'll probably be in here all the rest of the day. So thank you all for coming and letting me read a story to you, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye, grandkids.